Can we get expert bike fitter Neill Stanbury back to his cycling glory days? That's coming up. So welcome back to the RCA Training Tip Show, where today we're going to start a little series on this channel where we're aiming to take expert bike fitter Neill Stanbury, who many of you know as the bike fitting guru, from a very low level of cycling fitness to hopefully a level that rivals his once best. And the reason why we're sharing this series on the channel are threefold. External to the fact that Neill himself wants to get fit. Reason number one, for anybody that's ever had a fair amount of time off the bike, whether that be due to injury or personal life circumstances, this series will provide a general framework for how you should approach going from a very low level of fitness to a high level. Reason number two, for anybody out there that may be considering in the future at some point getting coached, we're going to share with you some of the RCA coaching practices in terms of testing protocols, in terms of the data we review and analyze in order to get the most out of our athletes. And reason number three, for anybody out there that might just like to watch people go through some pain, we're going to share some scenes of Neill doing some of the tests and some of the workouts with you. So before I share with you what we're going to be doing with Neill over the first initial period, let's hear from Neill about his background, where he's coming from, and then we'll come back to me and I'll share with you what we're going to do next.
Probably about 6 months or so off the bike. You know, you've had a couple of kids now, you've moved, basically sold your business. It's been a very busy 2 to 3 years, but all of a sudden, and I understand you want to get the hell out of the house. Now you've got 2 kids and you want to get back into the training and back into cycling. So we're going to see if we can get you back on track. So do you want to give us a little bit of an overview of your motivation and where you've sort of come from?
The background, yeah. So look, last time I used to race a bit in Victoria. I wasn't a particularly distinguished road racer. I was working sort of 50, 60-hour weeks running a clinic, and I was trying to train. So I had sort of somewhere between 5 and 12 hours a week to do a bit of training. And I used to race a bit in the Victorian Road Series and some local club races and stuff, with no particular distinction, mind you. Yes. I wasn't that.
We might have raced against each other, actually.
It's possible. Yeah. We were there at the same time. Yeah.
Similar, yeah.
So I have a particularly skewed physiology, as we'll speak about in the later videos. I'm very good with long efforts and really bad with short efforts. I'm hoping that you can help me with that, being the coach that you are. So your job is to whip me into shape. So I had my first kid 4.5 years ago, and basically I tried to keep training through that, and it didn't go well. I was sleep deprivation, work, and everything. I just started getting sick all the time and run down, and I just lost it. And so I stopped racing 4.5 years ago, and I'm not sure if I want to get back into racing, but I want to get my fitness back. Yes. I did a bit of riding in between. And 5 months ago, I had a second child, and this time I learned from my mistake. I just got off the bike, and I've just gotten fat and lazy in the last 5 or 6 months.
But unfit. We'll call you unfit.
I'm fat relative to how I was.
Okay.
And so I've just lost all my fitness. I'm basically starting at zero. And so I thought we might do a little series where you whip me into shape.
Yes.
And we track my progress along the way and record my metrics. And this will be a good example for other people that are looking to get some coaching done or track their progress along. And we'll use me as a good example. I'm not going to have a lot of time to do this. I anticipate somewhere between 4 and 8 hours a week if we're lucky.
8 now. You said 6 before.
I might be able to sneak up towards the end of it with a little bit more time on the weekends. I've finished a lot of the renos on my house, as you might be able to tell from my banged up hands with the blood blisters and cuts and stuff. I've just finished building a deck, and that's the last big project on the house for a while. So I've got a little bit of time to devote to this.
Set yourself up with the trainer room now?
Yes. So that'll be
Even though you don't like the trainer.
I hate the trainer, mate.
Too bad.
I hate the trainer. I ride because I love being outdoors and all this kind of stuff. So, but I'll invest in it, and I'll make sure I whip myself into a bit of shape, and will follow me along. And we can kind of do some updates as we go along and see where I'm at and see if I can get anywhere near back where I used to be. I'm a few years older, and certainly that's probably not going to help either.
So where did you used to be, just as a quick little grab?
I used to race elite B grade. I never quite...
FTP though, and 5-minute power, 20-minute power,
Yeah, my 3 and 5 minute was woeful. I think the best I ever did for 3 minutes was about 390, 400 watts.
Okay.
Now I was 61 kilos. Ooh, very light, very lean. The best I think I ever did for 3 minutes was like 390.
Yeah.
But my my 20-minute efforts were about 320 watts.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
So we're very close to each other.
Yes.
I'm very one-dimensional.
Okay.
I'm a diesel engine.
Yes.
I can put out high levels of power for long periods of time, but I have no sprint.
Okay.
I have, as you can probably tell by my relatively small quads, we'll put that delicately, I have no grunt. I have no neuromuscular power, and I'm hoping to improve that a little bit this time. I think I'm going to put a little bit of leg weights and some plyometric work in there off the bike once or twice a week, and see if I can get my sprint up over 900 watts.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. So I was very one-dimensional. I would enter races like the Tour of Bright and the Mount Buller road races which finished up big hills, and they were the ones where I typically did the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what happens.
See how we go, mate. Hopefully, I'm not going to regret this.
So we're going to have 4 videos as part of this series. This is the first one being the intro video. Next one will be getting Neill up and running and the initial testing protocols. The third one will be touching base midway through the program, sort of 5 to 6 weeks in. And then at the end of the program, after say 12, maybe 16 weeks max, we'll finish up to see where Neill has landed. So I've said to Neill, between now and getting him up and running with a proper structured program, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, just go ride your bike. Start getting some of your muscular strength back, just a little bit. Start getting some of your aerobic capacity back. Don't push too hard though. Ride 60, 70, 80% max. Just turn the pedals 2 to 3 times a week, and then 2 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks, come back, we'll do some testing, see where your FTP's at. We're going to do a benchmark climb as well, and then we'll start him on a proper program and we'll document the process for you. If you're keen to see more videos in this series, make sure you give this video a like. And if you want more information on road cycling training, don't forget we've got a free ebook for road cyclists, which I'll link to below, and we'll catch you in the next video.